You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio. Okay, I'm so excited because I think I was a hairdresser in another life, or a groomer, because I love doing it even though I'm not that good. And that is why I am so excited for my next show coming up, because Wahl makes such great products. Stay tuned. This is fun and interesting and cool. You're going to want to hear about these great products by Wahl. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Listen, cat people, it's just litter. Until you realize those big boxes mean big smells, big messes, and big money. Switch to World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter with concentrated power. It guarantees less smells, less work, all with less litter. Try the small bag that lasts one cat 30 days and you'll realize it's just litter, unless it's World's Best Cat Litter. Find it at Target, Walmart, and at your local grocery and pet stores.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to introduce Shay Moeller. He is the pet product manager at Wahl. Welcome, Shay.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited, but for everybody that doesn't know about Wahl pet products, tell us a little bit about the history of Wahl and what kind of products you have.
Well, thanks again for having me. Wahl Clipper Corporation started nearly 100 years ago, and they started in massagers and personal care hair cutters. And in the early 60s, they started developing pet clippers to cut pet hair. Through the time, we're heading into the 4th generation of family. We're located in Sterling, Illinois, and we focus on providing made-in-USA products.
It was always for human products, and then started in the 60s Wahl started with pet products, right?
Correct. In the 60s, we felt that when the Beatlemania came on, people started to less with the short haircuts. So the Wahl family members decided to look at other avenues that they could use their core products on, and decided that, dogs need grooming too. So they spent time designing specifically blades and motors for cutting pet hair, and it's expanded into a business that operates both in the professional grooming, the grooming at home, the equine, the large animal. And today we have a full line of grooming products, from clippers, trimmers, brushes, shampoos, deodorants, bathing wipes, and we continue to expand.
Well, I had the chance to try out a lot of the Wahl products, and I love them. I like that the clippers are super easy to use. There's a lot of great tools for flea care, for conditioning, for the coat. What I love about it is that there's just a lot. But before we get all into that, we're right now getting into spring, and spring generally means change of weather, change of clothes for us, change of clothes for our fur babies, in a sense they're shedding, and a change of, all the icky things outside, the fleas and ticks. What does Wahl have to combat some of those changes that come out in spring?
Well, Michelle, you're absolutely correct. Just like everybody gets cooped up from the colder weather, and they want to get out and do spring cleaning, pets are no different. They need to shed their winter coat or their longer hair. And so we have developed products to help make that transition easier, and also prevent fleas and ticks and all the stuff that comes with the grooming aspect of dogs. So the best way to combat that is to try to take on weekly brushing. By weekly brushing, you stimulate the oils of the skin, which then kind of work their way up into the base of the follicles of the hair for the dog. This will prevent breakage. In addition, you'll see the dirt debris that you can get out, and it's just making a natural coat. The second part, which is very important, is to bathe. Now, overbathing is not good, but to bathe your dog regularly, a week, every 2 weeks. What that does is it removes the dirt, the debris, but also by using our all-natural shampoo, which has some natural oils in it, it actually protects the coat. It protects the skin from drying out, and it also coats the fur to prevent breakage. Finally, the dogs over the time will develop longer hair through the winter. It's just to protect them, to keep them warmer in the cool weather, and to do trim ups around the face, the paws. Not every dog gets a full body cut, but a lot of them get cut. So to trim the hair in between their paws, around their face, their private or sensitive areas. These are all key to keeping the dog from getting, fleas, ticks, and other debris, and keep their skin and coat healthy.
Those are great points. And one of my testers, as my listeners know as Zeus or Mr. Z, he's a furry dog. He's medium size, like 50 pounds, and he's furry. He has long hair. He's a shed monster. And he also gets furry paws. And it's kind of one of my things and one of my, I guess, educating peeves to let people know that it's important to always check on, a dog's paw pad and the paw, especially, on the underside of the paw, especially if you have, dogs with furry paws. And I do use the Wahl scissors that come with the clipper kit, because it's a great way. It's kind of hard to use a clipper into those tiny, tiny areas, and you need something that's sharp and going to cut the hair very well, because, dogs don't like you touching their paw. They don't like them to stay still. And Mr. Z is the epitome of that. He hates that. But I do know that, and I've heard many stories, it's very easy for dogs, especially for ones with furry paws, to get something up inside the paw area. And that is painful for the dog, painful for the pet parent, and expensive for the vet at the vet.
Yes, you are correct, Michelle. Mr. Z has the same type of hair as the dogs that I have in my house. There's a benefit. There's a benefit for, all year round to keep the hair in between the paws cut and clean. For winter months, it keeps the snow from building up and building ice balls in their paws, which is damaging to their skin, causes cracks, concerns, and everything else. There's a reason why there's pads on the bottom of their paws, and that's to protect them when they walk. The second part is when spring comes, summer, everything else is you let your dog outside to go to the bathroom. They collect debris, dirt, mud, any of that in the hair, because they'll squish through their paw and up into their hair. If you keep that cut and clean, it's easier to wipe your dog's paws. They're not tracking in dirt and debris into your house. Before I started at Wahl, I didn't know those things. And I was, as a homeowner, I was always, man, the dog's bringing tracks into my house. Well, now that you do this is a great way to keep your dog healthy. Finally, you are absolutely correct. If you don't check the underside of your paws and check, dogs have extreme high pain tolerance. So you don't know if something's bothering them until it gets to the point they're limping. Well, if they're limping, then you know there's an issue. And by daily checking or weekly checking to make sure that the hair in their paws is clean, cut, and you check, it's just a great way to maintain and keep your dog healthy and happy.
Exactly. And also, one more thing, see, down here in South Florida, we don't have ice balls from snow, but we do have like these sticker things, that are in the grass. And they can, I've gotten some of those up inside there, or even, they walk out, the Zeus walks outside. So like little gum, stuff gets up there. So I just make it a habit every, not so much daily, but, every couple days just to check and see when he's mellow and, just to feel around up the underside of the paw. So folks listening, make it a habit to do that. And if your dog has furry paws, get some good scissors. Wahl makes excellent scissors. They stay sharp. They're just so easy to use. They're great scissors, and they do a great job of, cutting in those tiny areas. Because I think that's something that really gets overlooked for a lot of pet parents and a lot of pets until it's too late.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
So let's talk about some fun stuff on how I became a groomer to Mr. Z, which is, he's a bigger dog, 50 pounds, but he's chicken. He gets terrified at the groomer, and he's a mutt, so doesn't have to be styled. So I'm not always concerned that he looks great, but I've always been terrified to use clippers, because what if I nick him? What if I go, too low? It just scares me. And like I said, I love using them, but I've always been a little terrified. But Wahl Tell us about the guide and how it makes it so easy for wannabe groomers like me to do a good job.
Okay, Michelle, one of the first things that we recommend is to actually get the dog used to the sound. A clipper's going to make a little bit of buzz sound. It's not nothing to scare them. But to start them out just by starting the clipper off, just rubbing it on their back, giving them a massage to let them understand. Leave the blade guard on to protect the blade so you're not cutting any fur. But let them get to know that this clipper is actually a fun thing. It's an engagement between you and your child, really. And then once you get them conditioned to that, we have colored guide combs which lets you pick your desired length that you want to groom your pet. So I highly recommend you brush the dog out, you bathe the dog, brush the dog out, so you get rid of any mats, debris, and stuff that would slow down your cutting process. And then what you would do is start grooming the area in which you work, go with the grain, just to get the initial feel, to get you used to it, get your dog used to it, and then you can slowly step down if you want a closer cut by picking the right guide comb. And this will allow you to gradually get into it so you don't feel like you're going to cut your dog or scare your dog. Most of the time, once you do these steps, you'll find that this is easier. And the more and more you do it, the faster you get at it. And that's the key, is the time and energy that you save instead of putting your dog in the car and going to a groomer and do it and then scheduling it on your time. You can do it at home. And this wonderful engagement with your dog. And by doing so, you also get to see if there's any skin conditions, anything problems with their coat. And it's the bond. It's just an awesome bond.
I absolutely agree. And while, groomers do a great job, and, I know that you have a lot of your Wahl products go out to, the grooming community and to the professionals. For those of us that are either not groomers, not very close, we can't get to one, we have dogs that are terrified of them, or they're older. Some grooming places won't take dogs once they're past a certain age just for, their, liability reasons. Mm-hmm. So all of that makes it good for those of us that want to groom our dogs to have these great products. Now, talking more about some of the Wahl products, Wahl makes a nail clipper. That is something that's like going into the Bermuda Triangle for me. So I've never been good at that. I've always tried, and I could use expertise, and I'm sure a lot of people listening can use expertise. Wahl makes a great nail clipper. Mr. Z, the one thing he's terrified of, a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being worst, nail clipping is probably a 15. So I was able to clip his nails, but I could use some good tips from you. So what are your recommendations? How can we cut our dog's nails a little better with the Wahl nail clipper?
Okay, it kind of starts with its conditioning and conditioning your dog to realize that you're not going to harm your dog. So it's no different than, like I talked about with the clipper. It's like riding a bike. The first couple times it's difficult. Once you get going, you find your own ways of doing it. But one of the recommendations we do is you always have a small little snack, not anything, or a treat. To be able to reward them, give them positive reinforcement by saying, okay, oh, the good dog, good dog, good dog. But one of the most important things that people are really afraid of doing is hitting the quick on the dog, which is the soft part of the nail, which will cause bleeding. One of the things that I do is you got to take your fingernails and you pinch the nail, okay? And once you on the side of the nail, you pinch. And once you hit the soft spot, you kind of know exactly where the quick is on the nail. So as long as you cut before that, you're fine. If you cut into that, the dog's not going to bleed. You use some baking soda and stuff like that, stop the bleeding. But if you can clearly, some dogs have clear nails, you can see the click. Some dogs have black nails. But by pinching the nail and you can feel the firmness of the nail, you know exactly how far you can go in to cut. And if you do it on a regular basis, you're not trimming much, but it's very essential that you trim your dog's nails. One, for wood floors or carpet or anything else, but two, there's a reason, as I mentioned before, they have pads on the bottom of the feet. The pads on the bottom of the feet are supposed to be there. Nails are not supposed to come in contact because they can develop breaks, tears, and that's painful for the dog.
That's great advice. And that's interesting about pinching the nail back. And I have to try that because I'm always concerned about the quick. And Zeus he has black and white nails. Mostly black because he's black with a little bit of white. So it's a little tricky for him. Now, I've also heard you can put, if you do get to the quick, you can put your dog's paw in like pepper.
Really?
Have you heard of that before?
No, we've usually just use it, you can buy septic off the shelf, which will do it for dogs, but you can also use them, create a baking soda paste. Basically, it's just, you got to just put a little paste Band-Aid on it. But it doesn't hurt the dog. It just bleeds a little bit. May sting the dog for a minute, but it's getting over the initial fear of doing it. I look at, there's two ways of doing it. People think the cut means to permanently remove, which is dangerous. Well, that's not the case. If you follow the steps and do that, you nibble. You don't take large chunks off. You nibble. Then you'll get the hang of it, and then you'll be more comfortable. And the more and more do it, you're going to know your dog's temperament, their behaviors, how to do that. Just always reward your dog. Give them positive reinforcement. Loves, pat them on the head, a little bit of snack. And, it's just, once again, it's a great bonding experience. And you save money.
Yes, and it's a challenge that I am going to get over because Mr. Z doesn't like it, and I get a little bit nervous with him not liking it, and I have to do better as a pet parent, and I'm going to make him more comfortable. He's just scared of some things, and, it's just a challenge, and like you said, it's a great bonding experience. So let's talk more about Wahl. There's a lot of choices that the pet parent has when they go look for these kind of products. What makes the Wahl pet lines different than the other pet lines that are out there?
There's a lot of people that make great products out there for pets. What sets Wahl apart is, one, the focus is to provide quality products. The owner's names on each one of the products goes out. He takes personal pride in it. We quality test every one of our clippers made. Our clippers are made in the USA. We are all natural shampoos. We spend a lot of time and research into, what pet parents want, their likes, their dislikes. So we made an all-natural pet shampoo. We also, understand that pet owners have difficulty with finding time for bathing. That's one of the reasons why we come up with a waterless bathing solution for those in-between baths. And then also the sprays, the deodorant sprays, and our bathing wipes. We know that paying attention to detail and the concerns and the care that people put into pet ownership is very important. And I'm not saying that other people don't, but it's just one of our main staples. It's what we believe in. It's a core. And as a pet owner myself, I absolutely love it. I get to try all these products on my dog or my dogs. And I think that's kind of what was made us successful. And we do it across a variety of products. Massagers, personal massagers for health and pain relief, and hair cutting and facial trimming and stuff like that. So that's kind of what makes Wahl different.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this message from our sponsor.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Hi, Jill. I see you and Bella are enjoying this lovely day as well.
It's a perfect day for a walk. Isn't that right, Bella?
And what a colorful ID tag you have, Bella. It certainly puts my Rusty's boring engraved tag to shame.
Isn't it great? It's a dog tag art tag.
Dog tag art?
Yeah, dog tag art makes the world's coolest pet ID tags. Pick from hundreds of cute designs or upload your photos or artwork to create a unique tag of your own. They even give you 4 lines of text on the back of the tag for important contact information.
I love it! But do they hold up? We have to replace Rusty's metal tags so often because the information wears away.
Dog tag art tags are some of the highest quality pet tags out there. They're made with super durable stainless steel. Your information is always legible, and the tags are guaranteed for life.
Well, I'm sold. Where can I get my dog tag art tag for Rusty?
DogTagArt.com.
Sounds great! We can't wait to get online and get a tag of our own.
DogTagArt.com. We keep best friends together. Use the coupon code RADIO for a 25% discount off any tag.
Active for Pets is a new wellness platform and app that helps pet parents save time and money on their vet bills. Stop paying for unnecessary vet treatments. Consult with the vet online. Get unlimited access to your pet's entire health history from any computer or smartphone with the Active for Pets app. Vaccinations, medications, test results, and more. Active for Pets gives you access to a team of expert vets for non-emergency care. Make an appointment before, during, or after office hours. Skip the waiting room and get a secure online vet consult on your schedule. Taking care of your pets is as easy as it gets with Active for Pets. Ready to try Active for Pets? Listeners get 40% off a 1-year membership. To get this great offer, use promo code PETLIFE on the sign-up page of active4pets.com. That's ACTIV, the number 4, PETS.com. or call 888-512-2848.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. There's something else that I like about Wahl that we didn't quite get to, but we've had you on the show before when you did the Dirty Dogs campaign, but you also do a lot of giving back, and I think that is just really cool. I think it's great when a company gives back to, animal rescue, donating, and so forth. Tell us about the kind of different projects Wahl is involved with, giving back and donations and such.
Yeah, Michelle, I'm glad you brought that up. This is something that it brings a great smile on my face. One of the things that we've done is we truly believe that all dogs need to be loved. And there's been through this tough time, there was a growing trend with the dogs being abandoned. So the shelters were really starting to fill up. And one of the things that we did with the Dirty Dog contest and we tied it into One Picture Stays Alive. And basically saying, these dogs are as beautiful as the dogs that you handpick, the designer dogs and stuff like that. So Wahl decided that just to start donating products, donating shampoos, grooming tools, and clippers to various adoption agencies, no-kill adoption agencies throughout the United States, in hopes of raising awareness, increasing adoptions, and trying to save a pet's life. We firmly believe that, that these dogs are just as beautiful and just as important. And actually, these dogs turn out to be great dogs because, some come from abuse, some are abandoned, strays, and they deserve just as much love and affection as the ones that someone goes and picks off a shelf.
I love that because I'm very passionate about rescue dogs, and all my dogs have come from shelters or have been rescued, and it would be my dream to have a huge ranch and have, hundreds of dogs, but don't have that, so I do what I can. But I think it's great. Now, the Dirty Dog campaign comes out later this year, and just give us a quick, just a little synopsis. What is that about, the Dirty Dogs campaign?
The Dirty Dogs campaign is very similar. So of what I talk, what we end up doing is it's done on social media, Facebook, Twitter. What we do is we send out a ton of products to the adoption agencies, right? And in return, we ask for, throughout the United States, for people to submit photos of their dog being in the dirtiest form. We don't want to see them clean. We want to see how dirty your dogs get. We know they all can be a little mischievous and like to play in the mud or like to play in the dirt or like to play in the flour or get into a mess in your house. We want to see those pictures. And what we end up doing is picking the top 10, and then we single it down, and then we award number 1 or number 2, I can't tell you right offhand, the winner, and then a certain dollar amount goes to their adoption agency. So we'll supply not only product, but financial reward to the agency that has the winner for the dirtiest dog.
I love that. A picture comes to mind of a dog that I had before Mr. Z. Let's call her Miss C. And she got so filthy once, but I wish I had a picture. I still have the picture in my head. But yeah, they can get pretty funny. I've seen some of the pictures from last year. There's some amazing messes these dogs get into. It's incredible. When do you announce the contest, and where can people find out more about Wahl products?
Well, you can go to wallpets.com. That's our live page for information on dogs, specific breeds, grooming, benefits, tips, temperament, or you can go to our Facebook page, Wahl Pets, on Facebook. So those are 2 areas that we really pass a lot of information on, and we'll do a kickoff campaign on Wahl Pets on Facebook. It's great.
Shay, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling pet parents about Wahl pet products. I think your tools are amazing. The clippers are fun to use. The guides make it so simple. I love the scissors and the brushes, the nail they're just fabulous products, and I love that they're made in the USA. I love how you guys give back. So thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us even more about Wahl pet products, so all the pet parents out there have a chance to learn as much as I've experienced.
Well, thank you, Michelle, for having us, and you have a wonderful day.
Wow, that was a great show, and it was so interesting to learn about caring for your dog and how to use these Wahl products, which I really, Mr. Z loves them. I really like using them. I just feel safe using them. So I was very excited to have Shay and Wahl Pet Products on the show. I would like to thank Mr. Z for being a great fur baby dog model, I guess is what you'd call him, huh? And he did a great job. Let me cut his nails and check his paws and give him a little haircut, give him a bath. So he did a good job. Nikki watched and said, haha, I'm glad it's not me. No, actually, Zeus loved it. So it was fun. And I'd like to thank Dennis, the cat, who watched. I brushed him with the brush. He loved that, but he just watched mostly. And thanks to my guest, Shay Moeller, for coming on Best Bets for Pets, telling us about everything. Thanks to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great. So keep listening. There's a lot more shows coming up. You can also hear us on iHeartRadio live stream. And you can check out more shows. We have tons of shows. We have over 65 shows on Pet Life Radio. Just go to Pet Life Radio. You can run a search, or you can look on the left-hand side. There's a lot of different shows listed that you can listen to. And thanks to all the fans for making Best Bets for Pets such a popular show. I so appreciate it. Keep listening, and thank you.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.